Four seasons lost. In Austin, I saw pause. My eyes crawled to the table. Paralyzed by pair-wise tights. Then intent to this heaven slice of an angel. Wrap this skin, guys and woes alike. Love and pride, look at her vibes. The meaning of life, one subject paradise. Christian that leads, reflects off the mirrors and clean, ready for the craving that rain, killing the flame. Close to she draws there, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. And we know our purpose.
Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. And boy, did we see a lot of truth this weekend in college football and NFL football. We got to see a lot of truth. So we're going to have to, this week, come back and maybe reevaluate. Now, we're not going to reevaluate after 1 week unless injuries like the Cowboys made a difference. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark. Today, we're coming to you from the Santa Fe Family Life Center, which we come to here quite a bit when I've got stuff to do. Of course, on Mondays, I have my little 7-year-olds that I have every Monday. So I tend to do it here because I got to lower the goals for them, make sure that everything is set up for the little dudes. But yes, I'm here at Santa Fe Family Life Center, 6300 North Santa Fe. Membership starting at $34.99. And of course, if you are a part of the Matt Clark Basketball Academy, or if you are a member, or you are part of our Santa Fe Youth League, Fall Youth League, there are discounts available for you here at Santa Fe. You can call 405-840-1817. That's 405-840-1817. Or you can go to www.sfflc. That's for Santa Fe Family Life Center for that. And of course, next a week from tomorrow is the Community Service Awards, the John F. Kennedy Community Service Awards at the Omni Hotel at 7 p.m. And you can go once again to our website and look up the recipients of those awards. It's going to be a fun deal. If you have not been to the Omni, this is an opportunity for you to go. They, of course, Bob's Steakhouse is in there as well as one of the best sports bars, I think, in Oklahoma City as far as view, televisions, and as far as food. It's definitely one of the best places to go. Or we also have available wheelchair basketball, which, of course, every Sunday afternoon we have all the kids come in their wheelchairs, and we do the wheelchair basketball deal every Sunday. And I think Wednesday nights we do have things that we do for the kids in the wheelchairs, and like training sessions and PIP class or something like that, where we work out with them and do a lot of stuff with them to help them with their upper body strength. Of course, they need that to be able to do the wheelchair. So that being said, a lot of things going on here at Santa Fe Family Life Center. And this is NFL Monday. Well, let's say Football Monday, because it's we're going to be going over what happened in college football. So let's call it Football Monday, the Unpopular Hour Football Monday. I like the way that sounds. So let's start out with a little. Let's start with NBA news. I'm sorry. Let's start with a little NBA news because we're just basically going to go over that really, really quick. Steph Curry, of course, confirmed that the Warriors asked him if he was okay if KD came back. This is not a quick thought or quick discussion. Of course he was okay with it. Why would you not be? KD is one of the best players of all time. Like I said, when I do my top 5 positions of all time, point guard, Magic 2, Michael for the shooting guard, my center is Kareem, my 4 is Tim Duncan, but at some point when KD retires, I'm probably going to elevate KD as my 4 because a 7 foot with unlimited range, they can play defense and guard inside Yeah, I'm gonna probably go with him. And then of course my three, I have three guys at the three positions, small forward, which is Larry Bird, uh, Dr. J, and LeBron. And if I had to have a last second shot, of course, I'm going to have Larry Bird. He will be the person that I'm going to rely on shooting the ball if it comes down to that. So if I had to do it, he's the man, and that's who I'm going to go with. Faux show is Larry Bird doing that. But yeah, why would Steph Curry be upset about that? Because I think if you bring him back, they're unstoppable. Especially with Jordan Poole and what they have available. Yeah, they're going to be unstoppable. I mean, they would win the next 3 or 4, and if KD hadn't left, they would have probably went on a 4 or 5, 6 year run. Because let's face it, they would have won 3 in a row had KD not torn his Achilles and had Clay not messed himself up. I think it would have been over. They would have beat Toronto, and Toronto, I think, they got lucky, but you still got to win with the players that you win with. And Steph could not get it done by himself, so that's why I do not put him as one of the top 10 players of all time, simply because of that. But is he a beast? No question about whether he is a beast or not. But that being said, like I said, this is Football Monday, and we're going to start out with the freshly minted AP Top 25 rankings. Georgia, shockingly, they jumped Alabama. And let's face it, great call. Alabama got lucky beating Texas. Great call by the Blitz, by the defensive coordinator. But unfortunately, Texas starting out those youngsters, he went to tackle Bryce Young too high. Bryce Young is not that tall. He went high. Bryce Young just ducked on him and ran for a first down. They kicked the field goal and it was over. And I'm like, you, me, and everybody in the world thought when they scored the field goal to go ahead with that much time, everybody should have known the game was over. But like I said, if you make the play you're supposed to make, the game is over. But you did not make it, in the Heisman Trophy winner escaped and got the job done. Ohio State at number 3, Michigan at 4, which I have no issue with. Clemson at 5, I still wonder about them and how good they truly, truly are. Uh, Oklahoma at 6, they struggled early against Kent State. I think they just overlooked them. I really truly do. As a youngster, because football is unlike any other sport because you only get a limited number of games. Basketball and baseball, you can have a couple hiccups and you have time to recover. But when football comes, you have one game. That's it. If you lose, you're in trouble. So it's hard to get up week to week because you're only playing 10 to 12 games. So it makes a huge difference. USC, man, they looked good against Stanford. Everybody was wondering what was going to happen. And they scored 5 touchdowns on their 5 first possessions. Lincoln Riley had them rolling. Whether you like him or not, or whether you hate him because you're an OU person, whatever, is irrelevant. The guy is a great, great, great. He is the best offensive-minded coach in college football, hands down. There's just no question about it. You can be mad at him. You can not like him, whatever. As far as offensive mind, he is the best in college football. Still can't believe Mike Gundy turned him down twice to be the offensive coordinator. But why would he want to have somebody come in that possibly could replace him? That already happened once. And Dana Holgorsen, of course, is the coach at the University of Houston. So Oklahoma State at number 8. I have 0 issues with that. I thought they're playing really, really well. Spencer Sanders has just got to take care of the basketball and make good decisions, football, and make better decisions. And when he does that, Oklahoma State is really tough. I do like how well Richardson, the kid from McGinnis, is playing. He's just really, really stepped up. I think he's making quite a bit of a name for himself and what he's going to be able to do possibly on the next level if he continues to stay healthy and do what he does at Oklahoma State. Number 9, Kentucky. Man, I tell you what, they went into the swamp, and Drew and I talked about that they were the one team, Drew Henthorne of HuskerDrewPicks.com. He and I talked about Kentucky and how no matter what you look at that team, I mean, come on, man. They played there many times. They're not intimidated by Florida. They've been to the swamp. Stoops is not afraid. Mark Stoops is not afraid of them. He's not afraid of really anybody in the SEC. Well, probably Georgia and Alabama. I mean, you don't have to, but I think he respects them. I don't know if he's afraid of them, but he's building quite a bit of a reputation there at Kentucky. And like I said last week, the thing that I like about what he's doing is that he has Kentucky. He is not afraid of them. And when you think of Kentucky, you don't actually think of them just as football. I mean, basketball anymore. You do think of them as football. No takeaway from Coach Cal because he does have them rolling. So until uh, Stoops wins a national title, uh, you can't really put Kentucky up there, even though he is making a fantastic run with what he's doing there in Lexington. Arkansas, man, top 10 team. I've said it at the beginning of the year. I thought they had a fantastic chance. I like what they were doing there. I like what Musselman has going on with them. Had a really good talk with the Arkansas booster Saturday, or was it Friday night, at the Oklahoma City Museum of Art party there at the Oklahoma City Golf and Country Club. Great event, by the way. Fantastic stuff. The drinks were great. The people there were fantastic. Had a blast there. It was a good time. Enjoyed myself thoroughly. But anyway, we had a good talk about Arkansas and what they were doing there. And I do like what I see, and he's only getting better. He's getting the skill positions right. You got to get, first of all, you got to build inside out. You got to build your offensive and defensive line. Then you go out from there, i.e. Texas, and what they're doing. And they're ranked 21, and I'll talk about them when we get down there. Michigan State, the Sparties, I'm still not 100% sold on them. We shall see when the meat of the schedule comes, when they have to play Michigan, when they have to play Ohio State, or if they play uh, uh, Wisconsin in that group. So we'll see how well they do. I'm still not necessarily sold that high on them or BYU, ranked number 12. Uh, we shall see. They had a nice win over Baylor. I will give them that, but you are at home, and Baylor destroyed you last year. So that might be in a little. Baylor's obviously not the same team that they had the year before, but you did go kick their butt at home. What was it, 20-10 or whatever? We'll go over the scores here later. Uh, Tennessee, man, Josh Heupel, he's got them rolling. He's got. If you've ever rolled up there, that's a place that I do want to see. A lot of my friends have went to the OU Tennessee game, and they were talking about Knoxville and how it's just beautiful and how you have the ocean and all the yachts pull up there next to it. So anyway, that's something that I might go see, watch a Tennessee game. But he has got them rolling. I'm really high on the Vols. I like what they're going. I think they're going to be not an easy W like they have been in the past in the SEC. NC State, excuse me, I'm sorry, I jumped our way past NC to Miami. Miami, boy, they've got them rolling down there. That NIL money and what they're doing with a booster. I like what Miami's doing. They're building. They've got all that recruiting guys, the recruiting there in Florida. Why you not go out there and do the same thing that Jimmy did, the same thing that I won't even talk about the guy that left Miami to go to OU, what he was building there, and the roadmap that Jimmy built for Miami to come after that to get those type players to keep them in Florida. Utah, on the other hand, they're a handful. Man, they are a squad. That's going to be really interesting to see what they do uh, there in the Pac-12 when them and USC play each other. That's going to be a great game. When is it? October. What is that? The weekend of, is it in October, I believe, is when they play each other. So that's going to be interesting. Looking forward to seeing that game. I think what is it, October 15th or something like that. I have to go back and check. I don't want to, don't hold me to that. The NC State, I like what they're doing. Uh, Once again, the ACC, they're really struggling. They're really playing well. The ACC really. I mean, what do you got? You got Clemson really there. That's really all you have in that conference to me. That's the only thing that you have there. So I don't really know exactly what's going to happen with all that. Uh, so we'll see. Baylor, man, like I said, they look good. Game two, having to go to BYU, playing in a tough environment. You kicked their butt last year. You knew it was going to be tough for Baylor to go there and get a W. And to me, BYU beat them, but Baylor, I think, should have won or possibly could have won that game. I didn't really like the way they really finished, but I think they should have beat BYU, and I'm not high on BYU, and I'm going to brutalize them every time they show up in Stillwater. I can promise you on that. That's joined by my boy Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. What's up, my brother?
Man, rough weekend.
Yeah, it was. Well, I'm just going through the AP top 25 at the moment.
Just
team
a
by team.
rough weekend for my sports teams in general.
Yeah. Well, I'm going through the thing here. Going through the top 25. I'm at Baylor. What'd you think about the Baylor BYU game?
BYU covered.
Yep, they did. They did, but I thought Baylor should have won.
Thank God. One of the few games I won this weekend.
Yeah. Well, you didn't send me the picks for today, so we'll give that. Florida ranked at number 18. Have no issues with Florida being number 18. Wake Forest 19, no issues. Ole Miss 20. Texas 21. Dude, learn how to hit the guy low. Great call by the defensive coordinator, but you got to tackle Bryce Young low. You can't go high. Yep. Great move by the Heisman Trophy winner to get Texas. Were you like everybody else when Texas kicked a field goal with a minute, what was it, 40, 49, whatever it was?
You knew it was going to be too long.
That was too many times. Yep. That was too long.
I'll tell you what, if Ewers plays the whole game, they beat Bama by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they had their Bama is not Bama anymore, Drew.
Well, it may take them a few games. Their offensive line's pretty good. They can still run the ball, but they don't have the skill positions like they had last year on the outside. Those 2 wide receivers that went to the NFL, those guys, they're going to take a while to blend those other new guys.
Well, Drew, one of them is at Georgia that they normally would have got. One of them is at SC or whatever they normally would have got. One of them is at Texas they normally would have got. So his and Jimbo Fisher, well, they've got one. So guys he normally would have gotten are now going somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So that has a lot to do with it.
I wouldn't count them out. I wouldn't count them out just yet.
No. I'm not counting them out at all. You talking about Bama? No, I'm not counting them out.
That defense is still pretty good.
Yeah.
And we'll see if they get it back together. I wouldn't want to play them next week.
Yeah, but it's just like I said. Texas, they played LSU when everybody thought the LSU was going to blow them out. They did not.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it has to do with the fact Sarkisian knows them.
Yeah, that too.
That has a lot to do with it. Okay, our college football games of the week. We just talked about Texas, Tennessee, and Pittsburgh. What did you think about that game?
Great game.
Yeah, I agree. I liked what I saw.
I liked the under and it hit, which was nice.
Yeah, the Kentucky and Florida. I really
loved it.
Kentucky. You talked about that. What'd you say?
Yep.
You said that. Hey, they weren't afraid of them at all. I talked about that earlier before you came on when I was talking about Kentucky. You called that. You're like, hey, they're not afraid of them. I don't think he's afraid of anybody.
They beat them 3 out of the last 4 times in the swamp.
Yeah, they're not afraid of them. They're not afraid of anybody in the Big 12. I mean, I think they respect Bama and Georgia, but I don't think he's afraid of them at all. So
yeah, he's an early candidate for the Nebraska job, Mark Stoops.
Yeah, I didn't really get into that, but when Nebraska lost the other night, Scott, but you even called that. You said they've got to win big or they're done. Or actually, it was the OU. You assumed they were going to beat Georgia Southern, right?
Well, yeah, along with everybody else in the free-speaking world. But I didn't really – but I worried about that game. I worried just if they, But now you see just on the ticket prices alone, the ticket prices have gone up since Frost got fired. Now you're going to have a wounded duck team that's going to sit in there. Well, it's going to be interesting what team shows up Saturday.
A very prideful one.
Yeah, and but they pumped the line started earlier today at 14. It's already dropped to 11. So there's a lot of money coming in on Nebraska at 13.5, 13, 12.5, 12. So we'll see.
I think the fact that Nebraska, they lost their coach. They feel responsible. And, he just doesn't have – ever since they went to the Big Ten, he can't go recruit. They don't have the recruiting base they used to have.
Well, he's not recruiting the right players.
But the thing is –
he's unorganized. I mean, anybody out there that thinks he shouldn't have been fired obviously has their head in the sand.
No, there's no question. There's no question.
He's 13-31 versus Division I opponents.
Well, Drew, this thing is this. That was his, 10th or 11th one-score game he lost in a row.
Yep.
Something stupid like that. I mean, what do you have, 8? To set the record, 8 last year?
Yeah, and then already 2 this year.
Yeah, when that game went down, when I was watching it, I'm going, dude, tackle somebody. Why is this guy wide open? How are they running the same play? Oh, let's run it right for 60 yards. Oh, let's run it to the left side for 45 yards. Same play. Guy's still out of bounds.
The thing is, he surrounded himself with friends and guys that he knows and buddies of his. He brought the whole staff from UCF, which everybody's been frowning on for the last 3 years. They just happened to have a good year last year on defense because they had 4 guys that went to the NFL. So I don't know. We're going to find out. I'm happy for Mickey Joseph. I think it's a good opportunity for him. He won't be the coach next year, but I think it helps him cure himself for the future.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if they keep him on staff. He was their lead recruiter, and now he's going to get. He formerly at Langston.
Yep. I agree. Formerly of Langston.
So it's a great opportunity for him, and we'll see what happens. But I expect there's going to be a little fire underneath their ass come Saturday, but we'll see.
The thing that when I was watching the game, they just looked it's like 1 minute you got them rolling, and then the play calls of what I'm like, what is the deal? And then Casey Thompson really didn't play up to what I thought he should play.
No,
he really didn't.
Maybe it's 40. If you score 42 points, you should win a football game. You shouldn't give up 600 yards to Georgia Southern. I mean, it's just, I don't know.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
We'll see. There's a lot of season left, so they're going to have to get it together quickly. They got 9 games left, and
who do y'all play after?
All their goals are still out in front of them.
Who do you play next?
Left.
After OU.
What's that?
Who do you play after OU?
Indiana.
Well, that should be a healthy game for you.
You think so?
Yeah. Now,
but OU did not look great against Kent State. I mean, they haven't looked good. I mean, they're winning, but these games,
they look good against. They look good against UTEP. They just didn't look good at all against Kent State. Well, after the first quarter and a half, that's that reading.
Kent State is not a good football team.
No, God, dude, they're not. They're practicing a high school game. But dude, how about Georgia Southern though? They got $1.4 million from Nebraska to come up there and play, and then they get a W. So I'm getting paid a $1.5 million, and I come get a W.
Yeah, I told them they had a chance to win it too when they came in there.
Yep. But you got to figure that Nebraska just doesn't have enough athletes on defense, man. They really don't.
And they're not schemed right. I mean, their defensive line, was supposed to be the strength of this team, and their pass rush and not getting any pressure on the quarterback. And they just look slow at linebacker. Their secondary is decent, but they look slow at linebacker. They don't look like they can tackle anybody, and that may be coaching. It may be attitude. It may be talent. It may be all of it. But
I think it's a combination of all.
There's going to be some changes in practice this week. I expect that there's probably some attitude adjustment, maybe some new guys on the field, some younger guys. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I was very, very disappointed in what I saw out of Nebraska. I was disappointed, dude.
There's 3 Power 5 teams that laid eggs this weekend. Notre Dame, A&M, Nebraska.
Well, A&M's got to switch quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He's going to have to switch his quarterback. I don't know why he picked that guy over the other one, but he's got to pick. The other one is I'm not Jimbo Fisher.
Notre Dame getting beat by Marshall to me is the bigger upset than Nebraska getting beat by Georgia Southern.
Well,
remember Notre Dame
lost a quarterback for the year.
Yeah.
That's like the Cowboys, which we'll discuss that.
Yeah.
You lose your quarterback, that's a huge thing. So and then in the Big 12, dude, I just went through the Big 12 and I was looking at the Big 12 and Oklahoma State, Arizona State. What did you think of that game?
It played out like I thought it would. I didn't really. I liked Oklahoma State minus the 11. I liked the under, but I liked the under a lot more, and it went under.
Yep.
I thought Herm Edwards did what he had to do. He just tried to slow the game down. They don't have a quarterback. Arizona State's quarterback situation is terrible. But I think OSU did what they had to do. They played their game and they ran away from them, and another W.
Yeah, and then Iowa State, like we talked about, Iowa State and Iowa. I mean, 10-7. Iowa has scored 14 points in 2 games.
Yeah.
Really, offensively, they scored 10.
Iowa's longest play of the game was 11 yards. That was their longest play of the game.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, if that tells you all you need to know, I mean, they're truly, I mean, it's unbelievable. Can you imagine paying for something like that?
No. Well, no, I can't. Now, these are the 2 games that really shocked me. The Texas Tech Houston game was a great game, by the way.
Yeah,
overtime, but you called that.
Except for freaking overtime got me.
Yeah, but you had called that about Texas and Texas Tech and Houston.
Yeah.
You had called that about watch out for Tech, and you were right on the money with that. But the 2 games that surprised me were Kansas State beat Missouri 40-12.
Yeah.
And Kansas beat West Virginia 55-42. Kansas, 55 points.
Yeah.
Drew, 55?
At West Virginia, that's very surprising.
But 55?
Yeah.
Wow.
The Kansas State game, I mean, that thing was played in a monsoon, and I obviously, I really thought Missouri had more athletes than that. But they look terrible.
Well, if they're getting beat by Kansas State like that, and they've got to go into the SEC, they're going to get hammered. They are going to get hammered. I mean, they really are. So, with that, let's take a quick break, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and talk about the NFL.
Yeah.
I want to thank our guys at YNB. Family owned, I can't even talk. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank make things happen.
Yes, they do. They are a member of the FDIC. Of course, they are an equal housing lender, and you can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. If you need a car, house, or RV, or in Drew's case, you need a golf cart or something like that, a custom golf cart, you can always hit them up, and they'll be more than happy to take care of you. Then Collaborative Logic, if you got any IT needs as far as your networks or computers or anything, or setting up, buying a new business and you want to set up a network, those are you guys to talk to at Collaborative Logic. Mark Long over at SRB for any engineering, surveying, and planning. Our guy Oak Drove Trucking, and our guy Jose Fierro hit our boy up with his dump truck. And then, of course, Greg and Max Nafee at NAFCO. So, NFL, brother. First of all, we started out with the Bills and the Rams.
Yeah.
And, I will say this, Drew. The Bills and the Rams clearly need – I mean, Sean McVay and his I don't want to play any starters in the preseason. A lot of guys are like Patrick Mahomes goes, I want to play preseason. I just want to get hit. I want to get used to, that contact. I want to get used to getting hit.
Not just him, though. I mean, that was across league wide.
Yeah.
I mean, how sloppy the offense looked.
Yep, it was. And the ones that look crisp are the ones that played. And Sean Payton was on Colin Cowherd today, and he was talking about it. He was like, I played my players. First game, they might play part of the first quarter. Second game, they play second quarter. Third game, they play, parts of the third quarter, and that was it. But I did want them getting into a groove, getting used to getting hit. And, you got to manage injuries, but injuries happen.
A lot of those teams are teams that weren't very good last year either.
Yeah.
The Vikings struggled last year. The Eagles, the Bears, they all, they played a lot of their starters. The Commanders played a lot of their starters, and it showed.
It showed difference. Yep, it showed. And because that Bears game, god dang, man. Jeez. Was that even, that's old school football. But I still have you ever seen a football field squeegee? Have you ever seen that before?
Yeah, but that was crazy. I watched a lot of that game.
I mean, I was sitting there watching that. I'm going, what in the world? You're squeegeeing the football field. I've never seen a squeegee on a football field before.
I was
Never seen that.
49ers lose.
They were squeegeeing. Yeah. The grass. If I was just saying Keyshawn's over here with me, Drew. I'm at Santa Fe. I was looking at goes, there what? I go, yeah, they were squeegeeing the football field, bro. I said, wow. Reminded you of what was that when the New England Patriots when they sent the guy out there with the blower and then he went across the line to do a pass for him? That was hilarious. But anyway, Buccaneers and Cowboys, what was your takeaway from that last night?
So, I mean, Dallas, they don't have anyone to throw the ball to.
No.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't realize that Cedric Jones wasn't there. I mean, I knew that Gallup was out, but I mean, and then you're moving a left tackle around the guard and switching everybody right before the game, and then they go right down the field, run the football, look great, kick field goal. Then they've completely abandoned the run, and I'm trying to figure out why you're abandoning the run when you don't have anyone to throw the ball to. And then they find themselves in a hole, and then of course, the rest is history. The defense, I thought the defense did what they could do. They were on the field the whole night.
Yeah, they
were. They give up 4 field goals and a touchdown.
A late touchdown. Late
touchdown. 12-3 in the fourth quarter. Still had a chance, and then of course, Dallas. What happens to Dallas? Your quarterback goes out. Now you probably got the Cam Newton story. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, the whole thing is that the fact they didn't keep one quarter, they kept Cooper Rush. Really?
Yeah.
So Dak has been hurt every year for the past 4 years?
Yeah.
And you don't keep backup quarterbacks. I don't.
Which I think they're gonna get Cam Newton from what I'm hearing.
Well, they need something because they can't throw the ball. They don't have any to throw the ball.
He'll be for I don't know when they get Gallup back, but what are they saying on Dak? 4 to 6 weeks?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. So I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick's out there. I think they could probably go make a deal for Mason Rudolph with the Steelers.
Well, my deal is Cam Newton is not going to help the Cowboys win. Sorry, Cam Newton's not going to help the Cowboys win. Cam Newton's washed. He's done.
Yeah, he is, but he's better than Cooper Rush.
Now that I agree with, but there's a bunch of guys. I mean, I'd take Fitzmagic over Cam, to be honest with you. So I mean, there's guys I would take over Cam, and I don't want to see Cam after Dallas deal with a scarf on, around his head and stuff at a press conference. I'm not trying to see that. I don't want to. I don't want to see that.
With the type of offense they're going to have to run to even compete in games, he may be the fit.
Yeah, but Drew, he can't throw.
You got to throw the ball too.
You got CeeDee Lamb, but they took him away completely. They took him away completely.
He got 3 guys on him.
Yep. I agree. It was painful. Packers Vikings.
Man, I was wrong there.
I picked the Vikings.
I had the Packers there, and I really thought they looked better than that.
I'm gonna tell you this: Aaron Rodgers throwing to the rookie. He dropped that first touchdown pass. Didn't throw again to him until the fourth quarter. I mean, Aaron, he's such an arrogant punk, man. Come on, dude. You're supposedly one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Coach your boys up. Hey, man, go right back because if you ever notice with Mahomes and Brady of them, when their guys drop a pass, they go right back to him. Right back to him. Like, here, you'll be all right. You dropped it. Okay, let's move on. He won't throw it to anybody.
No.
I mean, it's just pathetic. And he sits there and holds on to the ball. And that's part of what Sean Payton was saying. He goes, a lot of that stuff was on Aaron last night, holding on to the ball. That's because he didn't want to throw to this guy.
Yeah.
He didn't want to throw to that guy. So Vikings look good. Mahomes was just ridiculous yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know that let me see, let me do my NFL news real quick, Drew. Because we got to throw that up there. Because also, remember, TJ went down. TJ Watt. Went down.
That's going to hurt.
Yeah, and he's getting a second opinion. But anyway, on Monday Night Football, we got the Broncos and the Seahawks. I know you're going to be watching that, right?
Yeah, I like Broncos tonight. I mean, that's kind of crazy. You got 2 teams both quarterbacks played at their opponent. The quarterback for Seahawks used to play for Broncos, and then obviously Seahawks quarterback played for Broncos. So.
Right. That's gonna be. But I'm taking the Broncos in that one for sure. I'm sure.
Kind of like the Broncos in that too. I look for Russell to play pretty good at his old home, and Seahawks is I don't know what they got. I don't know that they're that good.
Which one do you think is gonna hurt worse, Dak or J.J. Watt?
Oh, Dak for sure. Dak for sure. Even though Dak was horrible last night.
Dude, I'm sorry.
He looked hurt, and everyone's saying
he was hurt before that. He got hurt in practice.
Yeah, he looked hurt in practice. He looked gimpy. He wouldn't run the ball. Everything he threw, everything behind receivers, over receivers' head. It looked like he wasn't pushing off his foot. I mean, it's just. But I said this 2 years ago when he had that injury. I have that injury. Except mine was worse than his. But you don't run anymore. You don't jump anymore. You don't run anymore. I mean, basically, you're a pocket passer, and he is not a pocket passer.
No, he's not.
How are you paying someone $46 million a year that can't run and he can't jump?
Well, the whole thing is they're gonna be off of Dak within another year or 2 years. If they draft a quarterback,
I think you got to start looking for his replacement right now. I mean, you got to be looking in the draft. You got to be, and if this year is a wash and you're 1-7 when Dak comes back, which is a very real possibility.
Yep.
Right now, I'm looking at that schedule and the way those teams. And even though that this week 1 is the biggest overreaction week there is. Everybody overreacts.
That's why That's why I'm not overreacting with changing it.
You're talking about Dak Prescott, and they got nobody to throw the ball to. They're not going to be favored this week. I'm going to tell you right now. I mean, they're not going to be favored against the Bengals. They're not going to be favored against the Eagles. They're not going to be favored against what was their next one here? Hold on just a second. I'll tell you. I mean, you tell me any of these games you think Dallas is going to be favored in. Let's look here. So Cincinnati not going to be favored. At the Giants, I mean, you saw the Giants yesterday.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. If Saquon runs like that, Giants will beat Dallas without nobody throw the ball to you. You might have a chance against the Redskins at home, depending on who your quarterback is.
Hey, what did Saquon say yesterday? He said, "Hey, all y'all that were on that side, stay over there. Now that I'm back playing, stay over there. You watch me. You said I was garbage. Hey, you stay right over there. Keep saying I'm garbage. But go ahead. Sorry."
Good. And Redskins got a chance against them at home. And at the Rams, you're not going to win without Dak. At Philly, you're Dak.
You're not going to win with Dak. You were not going to win with Dak if you had Dak at the Rams.
I mean, you're not going to have any chance now. You're not going to be favored. What game is Dallas going to be favored without Prescott?
I don't see it.
I don't either.
I really don't see it. I'm sorry, I just don't see it.
Carroll of a 1-7 start.
Well, Drew, let me see. You got dude, there's gotta be a win in there somewhere. Let me see. How about okay. Well, the Lions, no. Eagles, no. Bears. Where you gonna get a win at?
I know it. I mean, you got the Lions, the Redskins, and the Bears at home in the next 6 weeks, 7 weeks. But I'm telling you, I mean, they got to find a stopgap. You better go find somebody that can win a couple games for you. And like you said, I don't think it's Cam Newton either, but Ryan Fitzpatrick is probably the better answer. He can at least throw the ball.
Yeah, but Drew, the problem is after the break, you have the Packers. You have the Packers.
Keep them in games.
Yeah, the problem. That's true. But you got the Packers and the Vikings back to back after the bye.
Yeah, when you got Dak back by then.
Yeah, but they're away.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and their problem. I mean, that offensive line, and then they lose one of their starters for 6 weeks on the offensive line last night, and then they got cursed and on crutches today. He's out 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, it couldn't have gone any worse as a Dallas fan or for the Dallas Cowboy football team.
Yeah.
Couldn't have gone worse.
Yep, I agree.
Just tacked on to my weekend what it did.
Dude, I'm telling you, I just saw that. I was just like, man, I'm looking at it and I'm going, that is crazy. Because when I looked at the Chiefs and Cardinals, Patrick Mahomes doing what Patrick Mahomes things, being one of
Yeah.
what, as far as his quarterbacks are concerned, it's Tom Brady, it's Drew Brees with 11, Tom Brady with 9, and then him, Dan Marino, and Ben Roethlisberger all with 6 games with 5 touchdowns. But he did it in 84, and they did it in 200 and something.
Yeah.
That's insane number. So anyway, on Colin Cowherd today, they had Sean Payton on, and he was talking about, Joe Burrow and all these quarterbacks, and Patrick Mahomes, the mechanics and all that. And Sean goes, "Stop it." And how Colin doesn't like Mahomes. I mean, he gives him a little love, but he doesn't like. He likes Herbert and Burrow. And Sean Payton was like, "Yeah, no, it's Patrick Mahomes, and then there's a gap." He goes, and then Josh Allen is kind of up there. He goes, I gave him a playbook, so he's going through all this and telling him all this stuff. And, when they did his workout, they sent him the book. 3 days later, they're in there. He knew every play, knew everything that was going on. He was sitting there talking about all his free snaps, all the stuff that he's doing. He goes, dude, because, Patrick throws all kind of sideways, all off deal. And, Colin was talking about how Justin Herbert is, the logo. He's the same way every time. And Sean Payton was basically like, look, don't matter how you get there. He's off, his feet are all crazy all over the place. But whatever his balls, on target, on time. He's throwing sideways, going backwards. But the guy's in stride, right in front of him, where it should be, right on the numbers, and moving on. So he was a beast. And Kyler Murray, dude, it looks like he's not prepared, or is that just me?
No, look exactly like he's not prepared. And that's in their defense. I mean, that to me, that was the most impressive win of the day, probably, is what the Chiefs did. Because, I mean, Arizona's a playoff team last year and pretty good team.
Yeah, and they scored 2 touchdowns late.
All over the field.
Yep, they scored 2 touchdowns late when it didn't matter.
Yep.
So next game, Raiders and Chargers. Dude.
That's a good game.
Hey,
That's a good game.
I'm going to say this. Derek Carr, how the hell do you not run on fourth? The gap is wide. You can run for a first down. You still trying to throw the ball. Run for the first down.
Yeah, that 2-point conversion hurt there at the end. That covered the spread, too.
Yeah, well, he also, get your kicker to kick an extra point. You won't have to worry about going for 2.
There were a lot of missed extra points yesterday.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, and then Harrison Butker is going to really kill. It's going to hurt the Chiefs if he's really hurt. Even though he hit a 54-yarder by taking one step, which is just insane. Like one step, bam, 54 yards right down the middle. I'm going, wow, you are a beast. Steelers and Bengals. I called that one. I took the Steelers. You thought I was crazy. I took the Steelers. Leftover, hangover. You were right about the hangover, Super Bowl hangover. But I took the Steelers in that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you this. Trubisky, dude. He ain't the answer, is he, Drew?
No. Well, that's what I'm saying. Dallas could probably go hit up Steelers and make a trade or do something to get one of their quarterbacks.
Well, they're not getting Pickett.
They're not going to get the kid from Pitt.
They're not getting Pickett.
They'll get Mason Rudolph out of there.
Yeah, maybe. Browns and Panthers. Dude, that was not a roughing the passer penalty at the end of the game. That was a terrible call by the official. That was terrible.
I thought so too. Yeah, but it was funny Baker got booed first half.
Yeah, he did.
He spikes the ball into the wall, about hits a freaking
cheerleader. Or who was cameraman, cheerleader or somebody.
God, he's just that guy.
He's a mess. And he walks around here, he got his arms all puffed out. I'm like, dude, you have little man's disease written all over your face, bro.
Yeah, you got Napoleon syndrome.
Oh, my God, dude, stop it. Stop it. Colts and Texans. Lovey got him playing down there, bro.
Yeah, he does. They're kind of just they don't really have anything to lose, but that's where they're playing.
Yeah, or the coach or coach not what we think. We're Matty Ice.
Well, Matty Ice just might be done. I mean, he might be a little punch drunk. He's been hit so many times in Atlanta.
Yeah, he has. Eagles and Lions. The Lions are not bad, bro. God dang, they're not bad.
They played. They played the whole game right with the Eagles. But I tell you what, the Eagles got a pretty good running game.
Oh, my God. Hey, and is A.J. Brown the truth or what? God dang it.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. He is pretty good. And I can tell you what, the Titans missed him.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
missed him for sure because losing to the Giants, they still should have beat the Giants, but still.
Still should have beat him.
Yeah, they still should have beat them. But you got to get that done. Saints and Falcons. The Saints, good seeing Michael Thomas back.
Huh? Crazy.
Yeah.
The Saints own the Falcons.
Yeah, but, man, they could have lost that game very easily yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Very easily. The Patriots are just –
well, that's another game that really surprised me. The way that Miami's defense manhandled the Patriots and how good Miami's defense looked first game out, they're going to be tough.
Yeah,
they'll keep them in games. I don't know how many games they're going to win, but that defense is good.
Well, Sean Payton said that he didn't think Tua would last the year. He would be replaced.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
He said he'll be replaced by 7.
They'll hold teams to 10 points, and they're going to be losing.
Yeah, their defense is not going to hold teams to 10 points. That's not going to happen. Okay, that's the Patriots. And, Bill Belichick, time may have passed him by, bro.
Yeah, I mean.
Go get your offensive coordinator. You get Joe. Yeah. You got 2 defensive coordinators trying to call offense. What are you doing? His arrogance is just beyond anything. You know what I mean? Right now, he's just gotta. Come on, Bill. I mean, go get your offensive coordinator who knows what they're doing. Let them call offense. How are you gonna call offense and you're a defensive coordinator?
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. That did kind of baffled me.
Yep, Niners and Bears. Oh my.
Yeah. I tell you, I just don't know that the experiment down there in San Francisco, they're going to be back to Garoppolo. But if I'm Dallas, I'd do everything I could to go down and get Garoppolo.
They're not giving up Garoppolo.
I know they're not. Not after that point.
And I don't think Garoppolo would go to Dallas. Why would you go to Dallas and get your brains beat out?
You get killed.
Yeah, you don't have any offensive line. You have nobody to throw the ball to. There's no way that I would.
They're going to have to get somebody that's on a practice squad or, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
Either that, Drew, or the other option is you've got quarterbacks coming out this year. So, I mean, that's your other option. Now, next year is the year because Bryce and Caleb come out next year.
Well, yeah. I mean, if Dallas goes those 3-3.
Yeah, but no, Drew, but not this year. Not this year. Next year. They're both sophomores.
Right.
So that you can't get those 2 until the following year. You get Spencer Rattler.
No, thanks. No, thanks. Loved Arkansas in that game. Arkansas's tough.
Dude, they look good. They're tough, aren't they?
Dude, just SEC week in, week out. I mean, you don't get a break.
No, you don't. But, the thing is this, is that South Carolina, I mean, he played, Spencer played okay. Mm-hmm. It's not like he played like garbage or anything, but still, I mean, you gotta come up, you gotta do something different at least.
That linebacker for Arkansas that transferred from Alabama, he's real.
Yeah, he is.
He's good.
Well, the whole thing is that, people talk about the transfer portal. For some of these guys, it's like, why am I going to wait for 2 years to play? Right. Why would I do that?
I talked about that on Saturday. Yeah. Vegas right now is struggling with the point spreads because of all these transfers and all this NIL money and these guys that did go to these big-time schools and went to some of these smaller schools and just the athletes now that are at some of these smaller schools, and you're seeing it.
Yeah,
seeing it play out. And you know what I think, Matt? I think you're also seeing a lot of this money kind of made some teams soft.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
it did.
These kids making millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Are they practicing as hard?
Well, they already got their money because before, in order to make that, you had to get out of college.
Right.
To get to the pros to make that money. Now you're in college making the money. My thing is this. I am a firm believer that you shouldn't pay the kids football and basketball only because those are the only 2 that make money. The rest of the sports, you don't make no money. Why am I paying you? And I'm already paying for you to travel. Now, if there's a sport that makes money, if it's baseball or wrestling or whatever, if you're making money, then your athletes can get paid. You get some of the pie. But football players should get the majority of the pie because, one, they're one play away from being over forever. You know what I mean? and they're the ones that bring in all the money. So to me, football players get the biggest part of the pie. Basketball players get the second part of the pie. And then if you have a baseball team that's in the black, then yeah, go ahead and give them the pie. Or in case of OU women's softball, clearly they have to be in the black, don't you think?
You would think so.
I mean, does it cost them more money for them to outfit them and send them on trips than it does that they bring in?
No.
I wouldn't think so. It might be close, though. But how about Jordan outfitting the women's softball team?
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. You think they're not going to love wearing that Jordan gear? Because let's face it, before it was really only basketball and football. I don't even think baseball had Jordan on, did they? I don't remember them wearing Jordan.
No, I think they were just Nike.
Yeah, I don't remember them wearing Jordan. I know basketball and I know football did. But I thought that was interesting that Jordan gave the OU women's softball and Patty Gasso Jordan gear. I think those girls are going to be like, oh yeah, we got it going, and they deserve it. Drew, am I wrong? And then talk about the transfer portal. All these OU people are griping about it. Did you see what your softball coach brought in? Come on, man, chill out on the transfer portal. I mean, my God. But Caleb said it well. He goes, why would I change different offensive coordinators? I know the system. Why would I not go to where my offensive coordinator or my coach went? And this is my second year under him. Why would I do that? That makes no sense. What are your feelings on that?
Yeah, he made the right decision. Obviously, he's playing pretty well right now.
Yeah, he's playing real well.
USC looks pretty good right now.
Dude, they rolled. 5 straight possessions. They scored touchdowns. They went, and then he let up the gas. The first 7, I think, 7 out of the first 8 they had touchdowns, and he let up the gas a little bit.
Sure. And we talked about that Stanford's not very good, but you can just tell that USC had an advantage at almost every position.
Well, I felt sorry for Emmitt Smith's son, fumbling twice like that, dude. I felt sorry for him. The running back for Stanford. That's Emmitt Smith's son. Did you know that?
Yep.
I did. I felt sorry for him, man. That was kind of heartbreaking. I like the fact the coach went over, tried to console him. But, dude, y'all are in the game. You fumble. You're 2 touchdowns away at that point, and you fumble, and they just run right down the field and score in 8 plays or something stupid, and it was over. So, but let's see. Okay, let me go back. I'm going to get your opinions on, we'll do this real quick, and then we'll get out of here. I was sitting there looking at the top. Here's the top, AP top 25. Georgia, do you have a problem with them being number 1?
No. Not at all.
Alabama, 2? Jumping ahead of Ohio State.
I don't know. Kind of. Yeah, I'd probably put Ohio State in there. But then again, their victory over a Notre Dame team just got beat by Marshall. Doesn't look that great.
Doesn't look that great. I think that's why Alabama ended up doing it, because Alabama was on the road.
Yeah.
Okay, so and it was Steve Sarkisian. Michigan, 4.
Yeah, they looked good. Yep. But at the end, they played Hawaii, might be the worst team in the country.
Yep. 5, Clemson.
They're a little overrated.
That's exactly what I said. I thought they were overrated. 6, OU.
War of attrition. They're going to move up. I don't know that they're the number 6 team in the country, but we'll see.
Well, that's because
I would have USC ahead of. I would have USC ahead of both those teams.
Yeah,
Clemson and OU.
OU. Okay, Clemson. Obviously, USC is 7. Oklahoma State. Yeah. The Pokes are 8.
Yeah, it's kind of all about where you start in these polls.
Well, they started 14th.
What's that?
They started 14th.
Yeah, but look at all the upsets. OSU's taking care of business. They're beating the teams in front of them.
Yeah,
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, I agree. This is what you got to do. Kentucky, 9.
Yeah, I might have them ahead of Oklahoma State, maybe.
Well, they did go down to the swamp.
Yeah.
And that ain't easy, as Utah found out. Arkansas is the 10th.
It's about right. They're going to keep moving up.
Yeah, I agree.
Till they play the Georgias or Alabamas of the world.
And it depends on what they do when they play them. what the
Yep.
score is and how close the games are. This is the one I have an issue with. Michigan State 11. I'm just not a Sparty fan. I'm just not.
Well, they just grind you. They grind you, and they run the ball. They're not pretty. They win games.
I know they do, but they just. I just don't like them. I don't know what. I just don't like them. BYU at 11. I don't or 12. I'm done with
It
the
was a
race.
good win. It was a good win. They beat a Baylor team that pretty
At
much
home.
everybody.
At home.
Yeah, that's true.
At
They beat
home.
Baylor, who everybody had winning the Big 12.
Everybody I've seen has OU winning Big 12. But anyway, Miami 13. The NIL money. Speaking of it, boy, he's got them rolling down there.
I don't know that everybody had OU winning the Big 12. There's a lot of people pick Baylor.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
On my deal we had looked at. I looked at all the three things. I looked ESPN, somebody else, Sports Illustrated all had OU winning. Baylor second, Oklahoma State third.
Right.
And OU 1, Baylor 2, OSU 3.
Which may end up how it ends up happening. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I don't know if Baylor's going to. I don't know. It depends on what they do. Well, let's face it. Had our guy Spencer Sanders not throw 5 interceptions, we would have went to the Final Four maybe. But anyway, that's another story. Utah 14.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably about right. They might end up being better than that. They should have beat Florida.
Yeah, they should have, which is what popped Florida up there. Then, of course, Tennessee, as we talked about, or you talked about. Not we, you.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about your boy and how much you liked him as offensive coordinator at OU, and then Josh Heupel, of course, as the coach at Tennessee. So, NC State 16.
Yeah, they're a sneaky team. I tell you, Clemson better watch out for them when they play, because NC State can beat them.
Yeah, I told them the ACC just doesn't. I just look at it and I go, Clemson, NC State, Yeah, it just doesn't. Wake Forest, They just don't. Kentucky is the team that I like in the SEC as far as that. I think if they were in the ACC, I'd like to see them in the ACC with North Carolina and Duke in basketball. That's what I would really like to see. Or for North Carolina to come into the SEC. That I would like.
It's just 45 days of basketball season around this house now.
Yes, it is. I love that. Baylor at 17.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably about right. I mean, crazy stuff happens in Provo. We talked about that. That's a tough place to play at night.
Yep, you had called that out on Friday. Florida 18.
Probably a little overrated there, I think. But
I think they're overrated myself. Wake Forest, another ACC.
Wake's a different team with their quarterback. They got the kid back, so they're a different team.
We'll see. And then Ole Miss at 20.
Ole Miss will come up. They're kind of they had a lot of athletes left over from that team last year. So we'll see what happens there. That quarterback they've got decent. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, they're
on the fence with them.
I am too as well. Texas, man, I tell you what, they're young talent, man. They're loaded, man.
They better get that quarterback back, because I don't know that kid's going to win many games, but we'll see.
They don't really care.
Yours was a difference maker.
They got Arch coming next year. They don't really give a shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about this year.
This year, yeah. I mean, I tell you what, I agree with you. They kick Alabama's butt if he stays healthy.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't have an answer for him.
But they drilled him, man. He got drilled. No question about that. They took him out.
I thought a bad call, too. I thought it was a good hit. I mean, I didn't see that was roughing the passer.
Can't drive him. Can't drive him. Can't drive him, Drew. You got to let him go. Can't drive him.
How do you let him go when you hit him right when he leaves the left ball?
I know, but you can't, keep your arms wrapped around him and drive him in. That's the thing.
Let's just play flag football then. Hey, 2 below.
That's why I can't give Tom Brady the greatest of all time. Dude, you're playing a soft, I can't drive you, I can't hit you, I can't touch you. Can't give it to you as the greatest, man. I can't touch you. You standing back there just, oh, no, I bumped you. Oh, no, that's a foul. Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry. When you're soft like that.
He got hit a few times last night, too. Mike Parsons got him a couple times.
He was not happy in the press conference about it, was he?
No.
Penn State at 22.
I don't know. It's tough to tell about Penn State. They might should be ranked a little higher.
Yeah.
I mean, they've crushed both opponents. They just kind of started so far out. I don't know. I don't see how Florida's going to be ranked ahead of Penn State. I don't see where that comes in.
No, I don't think that'll be at the end. By the end of the year, I think they are going to be top 15, if not, 10, top 10. By Pittsburgh 23. You like Pitt? I know.
Yeah, I mean they just. I don't know. To me, they put a pretty good fight against Tennessee. They just didn't have the athletes. They can't score.
I know, but you like them.
I do.
Yeah,
I like their coach.
Yeah, I do. A&M 24.
Just funny they got beat by Appalachian State.
Well, dude, they put 40 up against North Carolina. You should have been known they can score.
But more than that, they put 62 against North Carolina.
Or whatever it was. But you know what I'm saying? They scored 40 in the fourth. I mean, they can score. You better be able to run the ball or take care of the ball and run some time off the clock. Oregon at 25, I'm not a fan.
Nah, me either.
I'm just not. But
that's just somebody taking a vote, taking a spot.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of them, man. I'm just not a big fan of that. I'm like, but whatever. Whatever you do, you do. You know what I'm saying, Drew? Whatever you do, you do. So, but anyway,
we're worried about what their uniforms look like and what the play is on the field.
Do you want to go over your weekend and what happened Friday on your picks this weekend, or do you want to let it go?
Oh, we can go over.
Okay. In your normal picks,
it was a great weekend, I can tell you that.
Well, you had the Braves 121, the Stros 105, 2 wins, right?
Yeah, those 2 wins. The
Dodgers, Padres.
And actually, my Friday night was pretty good. My Central Florida lost. Boise State over in New Mexico, that hit. The Astros with a loss. But the Dodgers, Padres went over 8, and the Braves won. So I went into Friday night.
Yeah, then your weekend or your Saturday picks, your game picks, which
first 3 are losing. Kentucky was a winner. OU was a loser. USC was a winner. The under in Oklahoma State was a winner, and BYU was a winner. So I split 4 and 4.
And your parlay?
Parlay was a loser. Not one of those teams.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh God, no. Bama, no. Or Mizzou, no. Dude, I still can't believe they got beat. Mizzou scored 12 points. What was that?
And Martin only threw for 92 yards.
He only threw for 92 yards?
92 yards is what his grand total was.
How in the world did that happen?
I tell you what, they just run it down your throat. He runs the ball a lot. Yeah, he was 9 for 20 for no touchdowns, no interceptions, for 91 yards. But they ran for 235
Well,
yards.
that's what it was. They kept the ball out of their hands. They just ran it down their throats and scored. The defense made some stops.
They're all over 4 times.
Oh, that says it everything. Kind of like Joe Burrow turning it over, and then Pittsburgh should have smoked them. But I tell you, J.J. Watt going out, if he stays in, I think that Cincinnati does have a prayer. But, dude, you have, what, 4 interceptions and a fumble, and you basically, if your kicker can kick an extra point with 0 seconds on the clock, you win the game. So, anyway. All right, brother, I appreciate you. You want to be on? You going to send me stuff tomorrow or no? Send it to me in the morning.
Yep. And Wednesday, we're doing Ned's on Wednesday? Or where are we at Wednesday?
Yes. Tomorrow we're at Georgia's Happy Hog for barbecue. Wednesday we are at Ned's because we were at Rococo last Wednesday. So Ned's Wednesday, yes. For wings and rings Wednesday.
Watch out.
Yes, we there, brother. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Send me that stuff in the morning. All right, bro. That's my guy, Drew Henthorne of HuskerDrewPicks.com. Got a little busy with his real job. Didn't get a chance to send me his picks for today, but we will have them. Appreciate Drew being on, going over the weekend on this Football Monday on the Unpopular Hour. That being said, I hope everybody's having a great Monday. Stay out of trouble and enjoy this nice, cool weather.